Hey everyone, it's Anne. Thank you for joining me as we continue to float around in this epic journey of awakening and transformation. It is the name of the game. It's really nice to talk to some people who understand where I come from here. We are sort of all connected. We are definitely connected on a very different level, as you can probably feel and experience. It may seem like to the average eye we are not doing much, but we are holding huge amounts of energy, understanding incoming fluctuations, and our own release, transformation. We are alchemizing old shit into new shit. Really, really important right now. It is undescribable, quite honestly, because this is being guided. There is a massive amount of unknown that exists here. But I can tell you that I am feeling, and this whole month has just been and continues to be realization after realization, and knowing that we all have a very important role to play here. So if you are struggling a little bit, it is okay. Just know that you're not alone, and this is a big message for a lot of us because it is a bizarre process that we go through here. Many changes to us physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It is one that we're each called into very different roles here, but we are all indeed connected. We have an understanding of what is happening at a very different level than most. This is beyond the matrix world. We are creating, stabilizing a higher way of being, a higher frequency, a 5D, a new earth again. However we want to describe this place, this beautiful place that we're at, that is focused really on love and compassion and balance, which is really, really important. Part of this human role here is to understand the complexities of the gaps between complete empathy and no empathy. Those are the extremes of this experience. We have individuals that are all along this path in various different levels. Some of us need to experience more of our voice, of our self-value, of our self-worth, of our leadership, of our ability to understand where we don't emotionally attach to every little thing. And there are others who need to really understand that it isn't all about logic and mind and pushing through and controlling and managing, and it is requiring them to truly bring back where they are blocking their emotional side, to give us the ability to walk in someone else's shoes. So to sum up what is happening here right now energetically, that would be it. So it's an eye-opening experience, to say the least. Some of us have come from different points in time in order to do this work. It is that important. It is a very important time right now. This has never happened before, so it is not really known exactly what's going to happen, but we do know that it is a collective energy here. It is, we are creating the new consciousness. We are consciousness, every single one of us. We are energies of consciousness that is creating as we go along. So important to remember as we juggle through this moment in time of turbulence. And it's a very turbulent time. If you can imagine a plane ride, And it's being very obvious right now that in fact it is. There's also sort of the play on the whole personality, the ego self coming into the fray of holding on tight to old patterns and behaviors of comfort. And it is stretching us out of some of these areas that we have grown accustomed to. Even on the healing journey, we can get addicted to continuing to unravel all the things wrong with us. And it is sometimes an excuse for not moving out of that into create mode. And I'm guilty of that, I can tell you, and I'm recognizing it. If we don't know exactly what the next step is, just keep moving forward, asking for the truth, asking for some guidance, and really being open to the fact that what you maybe believed and thought you were isn't necessarily who you're going to be and what you're moving into. It's breaking down all of those things that no longer resonate to alchemizing into this new world that we are working to create through our own consciousness. So it is super, super important to really understand where you're gaining your energy from, what you're resonating with, what needs to go, there is such an influx of constant communication, confusion. I've been directed to really cut all of that out. I haven't for quite a long time watched television. I do like documentaries every now and then and the odd show, but basic television is gone. I don't listen to the radio either, not very often anyway. And I've really kind of just shut out all this energy. Not to say that, I can't engage in it, I just choose not to. But because it adds an element, me being very highly sensitive to energies, I choose to really pick and choose exactly what I am going to engage in. Lately, social media has been just completely embedded with messages that are geared to pointing us in a specific direction. So, we have to really learn to understand that we are not marching to someone else's beat here. We are creators of our own realities, and we are one and united in the fact that on the scale, the empathy and love has really fallen off. The true gifts as humans are this intuitive knowledge of nature and intuition and of self-healing and of connecting to a place that is of a very different frequency of understanding that we are so much more than we believe we are, and understanding that there is a quantum space that's out there. And these are only things we've been able to capsulize in current knowledge of the brain's ability to make sense of it. So it is way beyond what we really even can possibly imagine, as we truly are limitless. But what the challenge is we're faced with this growth, this change. Change is so uncomfortable. To know that as an empath and a highly sensitive person, I have seen the world from rose-colored glasses and basically trusted everybody and always thought everybody was always good with intentions. Yep, that was me. I was very open to other people's energetic projections. I would gladly take on your crap that I thought was part of my responsibility. And I've had to really grow into learning how to be emotionally strong, how there are individuals who want your energy to use it for themselves. Concepts in the metaphysical space which make a lot of sense and is the growing field of our pure potentiality. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise, as well as the mystical of the support of whatever you identify with, whether it be angels, guides, higher self, unicorns. It doesn't really matter. There just is a knowledge for all of us so strong right now that we are, I'm getting a yes, we are guided, supported, and loved. This is why I'm overcome with emotion right now. This is why I do these videos, in order to let us know that we are not alone. We have done some major groundwork. So many of us, I'm going to especially point out the feminines. Boy, we've had a tough go on this planet, and we are true gifts in terms of what we offer from a sensitivity standpoint. But we continue to recognize where we have to stand in our own power and in our own strength and be warriors of the heart, truly. I love that. As a person who has received a heart, there's nothing more important to me than seeing the expansion of the heart and really understanding where we can lose that connection to our true gifts and our true selves through the constant bashing from the outside world to bring us down to levels that some people will never be able to see in this lifetime. So it's a battle of sorts, but it's really a battle within ourselves, right? As we start to recognize where we need to be stronger or softer or more aware, primarily in the area of trauma-based patterns of our existence based on what is been shoved down our throat, mostly from corporations who really are only interested in making money off of people, and they will freely admit that is their purpose. We put these tools out here for us to make money from, and however they want to go about doing that in the background, we sign up for. So, not everything you see out there is real or valid or true, as you guys all know, I'm sure. But boy, oh boy, thinking for yourself and choosing what you believe in is ultimately the goal here. And quite honestly, I find less and less value in social media. It's just, I have so much love for the tools of what they've been able to share about this awakening journey and the amazing people who have helped me along through these tools. But the gift of these tools in that sense is also being recognized. So these manipulations happen very covertly. So we'll just say that. Although if you step away from it, it's much, much easier to see. So, and everybody's at a different place. Some are just gaining insight into things like narcissism. Others are sharing next level or dimensional viewpoints and everything in between. So it is fascinating. But I think collectively we're seeing the awakening slowly dissipate as we are a micro of the macro, and our healing is collectively healing the world. This is why this is so important, as weird as it looks that we can spend time really just thinking about this stuff and knowing that we are sort of like a drug-induced mode sometimes, floating through realities, missing time, things happening very, very, very quickly, and the pure recognition that this is big and things are changing and we are part of it. we signed up for this at this very important time. It's we're not alone. We're doing it. We are making this happen. But many of the collective are probably at that level. Well, I say for an example, I'll use this, as an example in a narcissistic type of relationship where we've been in denial because we have really wanted someone to be the person we want them to be. And then we get these nudges or intuitions that something is off, but there is very much a denial. I love you. There's denial. I love you. But it continues to happen more and more. It's like, the denial phase that can exist for a long time, because some of us are more stubborn than others to not recognize these types of things. But all lessons learned in this game of life. And we, as a collective, I'm seeing individuals who are not part of this process out there getting nudges about something just seems off and not quite right. So kind of getting the idea that, oh, there's a couple of text messages I'm using this, as an example, that something's going on here that doesn't sit right. So there's sort of this happening out, with individuals who are not kind of where we're at right now. And a lot of people just in regular conversation questioning what can be done. So it is getting to the point of really pulling back and standing in our own power. And this can be shown in our individual lives where we decide to make our own choices, decisions, and most importantly, to validate oneself, regardless of the people around you, is to know this is what I know to be true to me. As scary as it is, I am going to move forward with my decision without anybody really supporting me, or very, very few people. So again, this is standing in our own power more and more and more as an individual, creating. So moving out of the old stories, as hard as this is right now, because a lot is coming up in the area of, again, I did a video on this, but in the area of covert manipulation, it is so subtle. So a key thing I'm recognizing is we tend to hook onto relationships because we are expecting the person to behave that in ways that are the way they're supposed to behave. But it's a really hard thing when you learn that these individuals are in fact toxic. And often this can be recognized through when you feel off or not right, when your stomach is upset after speaking with them, or you feel like drinking after talking to them. Honestly, it's like, but we continue to do it. And many times the reason why is if they're family members, you're along this journey and you've kind of gotten rid maybe, or you've kind of really narrowed down where you're spending your energy, but we have hearts and we're empathic and we still want to include them. So complete shutting off of conversation with them is not something we're choosing to do. So that is where some of the challenges are lying right now, but we have to balance what it's doing to our own energy. Recognizing and listening and really paying attention to what they're saying without resistance and without clapping back on the bullshit, because so much of it is just like unbelievable illusionary stuff that is like not true, and you're like, well, that was not my experience. It's so interesting right now. Very hard, very, very hard that way, because we are humans. We're emotional. I'm not afraid to say that I get angry, that I have some resentment towards these individuals who, narcissist is a nice term, to the extreme though. There's individuals that have extreme personality disorders and are evil, to be perfectly honest. So I've experienced that firsthand. And of course they may have trauma from their childhood, but it does not give them the right to take it out on me. So we have to learn that right now it is important to really be aware. Be aware, be aware, be aware of what you believe to be true. The other thing I want to say is it's such a beautiful, beautiful world. It is absolutely flowing with beauty, grace, and love. The earth is incredible. We are so blessed to be part of this Mother Nature environment. Watching a bee in a clover the other day, and I was thinking, now that is a true purpose in life, isn't it? In its biggest form of simplicity, what bees do is feed the world, and what we do is feed off of the world. So this is changing because all of us care enough to bring back and are called back. Everybody is in on this mission right now, no matter where they are, to bring back the balance to this planet, to the gift of intuition, of surrender, of peace. And it's important that we remember balance, because there can't be light without the dark. It's just a matter of understanding where we as individuals need to grow versus where we have adopted very, very long-term, ingrained, rigorous programming to keep us really low, manageable, and under control is reality. But I love nature. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful. And that to me is where the answers lie. And there have been a lot of incoming supportive synchronicities and energies, which I love so much, supporting us here, knowing you're not alone. It is a bizarro journey. There is no question about it, guys. So keep up the good work, and love you all. Talk soon. Bye.